Mm. Alrighty, we're gonna get started. Y'all join me, y'all join me. Alrighty. Alrighty. Real quick, we will go ahead and get those pearls on. That is the next step. And we'll take that out of the picture for now. Alrighty. That is probably going to be more the size we are looking for this time around. Am I right? Am I right? Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, well, that's good. Alrighty, so we'll take 2 of you out. Oh, come on. There we go. Alrighty. Let's get these pearls put on these crabs. Alrighty. I will get my builder gel out now. I'll pop a little bit on my palette. Alrighty. 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 One pearl. Okay. Let's straighten you out. go.
So she's not FBI, what is she? We don't know, but she's the one who showed up suddenly with the terrorist recruitment video. See, she drove off at a Carl States, Carl States, not FBI States. Whatever this is, it doesn't match up with the official story. She wants to talk to you. How's life in the past life?
Actually, I think we are going to go with the smaller pearls just so I can see a little bit more gold around the edging. I think it might cover it up a little too much. So I'm just going to grab my handy dandy tweezers. And we will... Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. There we are. Alrighty. Grab a smaller one here instead, real quick. There we are.
Chris Lawrence file, the one his mother's demanding, the one that proves that the FBI screwed us and slaughtered an innocent man.
Yeah. I like that a little bit better. I can see more of the gold crab. You know, just like that better. That one might just still be too big though for it, so we'll go ahead and put the other one back on that one. Alright. I'm gonna add a little bit more builder gel real quick to that one. Ooh, there. Alrighty.
So the rest of us actually learn your jobs and go back to the business, right? Yeah, true. Do I have to call security, Mr. Rebel?
There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, we will pop that into dry real quick. And then we'll go ahead and clear coat that so nothing happens to our gold. Because a little came off as it was underneath where I took the bead off. So that's why I'm glad I have the pearl on it so you can't even tell. So pretty. So pretty. Alrighty, I'll put that back over here for the next time we need it.
Team of agents rewarded for killing a terrorist, or a group of people paid to keep their mouths shut after one of their stupid coups? I'm guessing the latter. Just like I'm guessing that the DNC would be thrilled to have a copy of this as we head into the next election. Let's face it, October 16th.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying my nails are pretty. I do work very hard on them. Alrighty. There we go. Now we will go ahead and pop a clear coat on that. Alrighty. There's a little more on there. There we go. Alright, I am going to cover the pearls too. I find if you don't, that you end up washing the pearlescent almost off of it within the first time or two that you wash your hands after getting your nails done. So I do tend to clear coat my pearls, so that way the pearl color lasts longer.
Chris Lawrence was not a terrorist. Chris Lawrence was CIA. He infiltrated the Al-Qaeda network at the highest levels, brought other CIA operatives into the organization as fake recruits. Chris Lawrence was an American hero. Perhaps one of the greatest heroes our nation will ever have, but you can't tell his mother that. You can't tell anybody that. Because he did. At 57, men and women that he recruited
Alrighty, there we go. And then I can wipe off the gold from my skin with a little bit of rubbing alcohol after we cure that. Let me make sure I don't have any clear coat on sides on my skin or anything like that. Alrighty, that is so cute. Ugh. Really think my boyfriend's gonna love my nails. I'm actually doing these for his birthday. So, yep. Alright, now we go ahead and stick that in, cure that clear coat. And then we can move on to, I'll be painting that little, oh, whoops. No. Hold on. Woo. There we go. I will be painting that little symbol here, the little star constellation, on my opposite ring finger. And then I will be doing something like this, but only one side of it on my middle finger. And then we're going to be doing this one. I don't know how well you can see that on your thing, but it actually has like little chandelier pieces dangling down and a moon and a star, and I thought that would just be very pretty for the thumb. So those are our inspirations, and we're gonna put it all together into one set. Whew. So glad to be indoors with the air conditioning. It is very hot where I'm at in Kentucky right now. Very humid where I'm at, I should say. Not very hot, very humid. Alrighty. Now, real quick, I'm going to take and get this, and we're going to just wipe off all that extra. Now my nails are all pretty again. Yay. Gotta keep everything clean. Gotta keep everything clean. Alrighty. Now, we are going to get started on, I think, the celestial star constellation next. Is what we're going to do. Knock that out of the way. Well, actually, you know what? I do have the chandelier one up. Maybe we'll just go ahead and start with that real quick. I think we will. Alrighty. So again, we're going to grab our little brush here. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to start making some little dots. But I'm going to do it from this angle. Just so I can see it better. Okay. Trying to go. Alrighty. Some little chandelier pieces. Hold on. The light just happens to be right in my eye, right where that dot needs to go next, and I couldn't see to make it straight. There we go. Okay, there we are. Now we're going to do our moon. The way I have to angle my thumb is not easy, I have to say. Okay, so let's try doing it this way. Okay. We're going to make this one. Take a little bit off of that. We're going to make this moon a little angled so that way you can kind of see a face in it a little bit. Okay, I'm too shaky from that direction. Hold on, let me try something else. I'm sorry, I have to do this part off screen, y'all. The way I have to lean my thumb. I have to actually lean this on the side of my desk in order to get this right. So give me just a second and I'll be back on camera. Alrighty. Almost. Oh, come on. There we go. Now you can see the little moon at an angle now. Alrighty. We'll add a few more little drops from it. But we're going to just move them over a little bit because obviously since it's angled, it can't do it straight where it was before. So we'll do it this way. Nice. Let's make those dots a little bigger though. Alrighty. Looking very cute. Looking very cute. Alright. And then we're going to put... where do we want that star chandelier piece at? I think we'll put it on this side. We'll start a little further down. Alrighty. Alright, real quick, let me do that star off camera again just so I can lean my thumb the way I need to real quick. We're going to do it like this. Alrighty. There we go. That star is on there now with the little chandelier piece. Boom, boom. Alrighty, now we'll go back to more dots for the chandelier. This one we'll put here. Alrighty. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the sun real quick. Hold on. Actually, no, we're just gonna do some pearls. We're gonna have some pearls dangle from some of the beads and some little diamonds. So I'm just gonna continue with the dots. Here we are. Same with this side. Again, sorry my hand is so shaky, y'all, but y'all have been made aware that this is my non-dominant hand, so... There we are. I'm going to add just a few more down here. Yeah, we're gonna have more. There we are. But I think I want to remove some of the dots below the moon actually real quick because they're a little bit thicker than I'd like them to be and I want them to be dainty. So let's make those just a little bit more dainty. Oh, oops. I just realized I did all of this without matting it. I've got to take the whole thing off. Oops, oops, oops. To get that far done, y'all, and now I got to go backwards a little bit because I completely forgot to mat it. If I don't mat it, it won't chrome right. Oop. There we go. Wiped away. Wiped away. All right. So I will mat that now real quick before I forget again. Oops. Again, it's all about perfection. I may not be a professional nail tech, and I will never claim to be a licensed professional nail tech, but I am a nail artist, and I pride myself at having figured out all of the hardest things you can do with nail art, and I have pretty well mastered all of them. And now I've even taught my non-dominant hand how to do them, so not bad, not bad. I have been doing nails for 6 years now. But no one is perfect. Alrighty, real quick, we'll just pop that into dry real quick. And then I'll go back and redo that real quick. Unprofitable trader, I'm not sure what you mean about my voice, if that's a positive thing or a negative thing. I hope it's a positive thing. I can't really change my voice. Alrighty. By the way, that background noise y'all hear, that's just my TV. I decided to pop on some Scandal while I'm sitting here doing my nails. I wasn't sure how many people would be popping on to hang out with me. I can answer questions if anybody has any. Okay. Let's do that again real quick here. Boop, 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 boop. As you can tell, I can work a lot quicker off camera real quick and get this back to where we were at.
You must be starving. Jim Gettysburger delivers right to the door. I'm dreaming of burgers.
Why are you here?
Deep. Really, really quick. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
How are you here? How?
Let's get that moon done. But I want it down just a little further. Yeah, that looks about right. Alrighty.
They didn't just let you out. They don't just let people let you out. So how are you
Alrighty.
here? How are you here? How?
Okay, let me do this off camera. It's so hard to do this moon, honestly, on camera.
Is that it?
No, I'm not. Will you answer one of these?
Did he send you to watch me? To report my every move back to him?
Give me your father.
Nobody gets out. Nobody. So I want to know, why did he release you?
I don't know. He didn't give me a reason.
But there is one with him. There is always a reason.
Listen to me. I don't know why you let me go. I have no idea. None. Your guess is as good as mine. I do not know.
Unfortunately, it's being a little harder this time around. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm gonna finish this up. There we go.
Nobody walks away from him. He controls.
There we go. Better. Let me get the back of it just a little bit rounder. There we go. Now it's round. Now it's round. All right, good enough. All right, let me finish these dots real quick. Okay. All right, now I'm going to do that real quick. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab a different brush out because that one, it's making my... not that one. It's making my star too thick. Thick star. And that's the brush I'm wanting. What do you brush I want? You. There we are. If you can't tell, that little stinking star right there, it's a little bit thicker than we want. So I'm just going to thin it out real quick. Okay.
You're sure it's safe to go back to your apartment?
Who knows where I am? 613 always knows where I am. Doesn't matter where I go.
There we go.
No one wants to leave. You're safer here.
You and I both know I'm already being defended.
The president. Does he know that your father's dead? Does he? No. So how can you think?
There we go. Now that is better thinned out. Much cuter now. Alrighty. And we'll go back to my dotting. This one gives fatter dots, so we'll do that one. Alrighty. I'm going to put some more down here real quick. And then we can finally get to our chroming of our design. And I'm so sorry I had to go backwards the way I did, but it is what it is. If we want it to turn out right, we got to do it right. Okay. Now the question is, do we want the other side to be brought down more? At least one more dot. Maybe two. There we go. Boom. All right. There is that. I will dry that real quick and we will get to chroming. Actually, I may add some eyes before we chrome to the moon. But I have to do that on a second stage. Otherwise, it won't sit up. And you won't be able to see it. Because if I just put 2 dots in it now with it wet, you won't be able to tell. What's up?
We got the job.
They said yes.
They said yes.
No.
Alrighty. Got about 17 seconds left on that. But actually, I'm going to take it out now. Add the eyes real quick.
Families like you're in the headlights with the media. The good people could really use some gladiators. Electric bill's getting paid. Lights are staying on.
Well,
Good night. No, I'm serious about the girl's
There we go. There we go. Finished curing that. Now that'll have a little indentation face in it, because why not add that little extra? And then we're going to add some pearls and some little diamonds to the chandelier strand once we've got it chromed, just to add a little bit more pizzazz to it. And then we'll clear coat that so that way nothing happens to it. And then we'll move on to our last two fingers for the design. Alrighty, that is done now. Now we can go ahead and chrome that. Let me grab my chrome. Alright, and my nifty little brush. Alrighty, here we are. Alrighty, there we are. There we go. That looks gorgeous. Now I'm going to take and dust that off. Look how beautiful that is. Chrome everywhere we want and nowhere we don't. Love that. Love that, love that. Again, that is the secret of using the matte top coat and why I had to go a little bit backwards on my design, because I did forget it, and that's why it's important to have a matte top coat when you are doing a chrome design. Otherwise, you end up chrome everywhere it's not supposed to be, and then you're trying to take a toothpick or even a cotton or a Q-tip or a toothpick, trying to get in between lines to get it out, and it's so difficult. So yeah. Alrighty, some pearls, some little diamonds, little fake diamonds, but still. Okay, so here's our little diamonds, and I think we will use, I think we'll go with that size pearl. Yeah, that size. Okay, let me grab my picker and let me get my builder gel back out here. Alrighty, builder gel. And my dotting tool, here we go. Alrighty. I'm gonna put one here, here. We'll put another one here. There we go. I'm gonna put one here. There. And we'll put one there. And there. There we go. We have our spots picked out. Now we'll take our little wax picker here. Alright, I'm going to place the pearls first. Okay, I think we'll put this one. There we go. But we're gonna... There we go. Now that's straight. Right here. I'm going to put this a little bit more over here so y'all can see a little bit better. Alrighty. Come on. Looks a little bit big. We're going to use that one. There's that pearl. Yeah, we're gonna put it there.
Spread your wings, butterfly. Spread them wide and tell me how to be your daddy.
Alright, I think
Make me your toilet.
one more on this side. I just don't know if I want to put it down here or over here. No, we're gonna put it up here because if we put it down here, it's gonna add bulkiness to the side and it's gonna make everything look different and not the way we want. So we will add that here. Alright. I'll pop that one back in there and then we'll fill the rest with the little diamonds. Alright, come on. Oh, get off my wax picker. Can any of y'all flip over for me, please? Nope, that's not flipped. Come on, flip over. There we go. No. Alright. One. And then we'll put this one over here. Oh, come on. Come on. Flip over for me. Come on. Can I please have one that's flipped over? There we go. There we are. Alrighty. Alright. Now that is all set to go in and cure. Alright. I'll put these little guys back up. Alrighty. There we are. Then we'll clear coat that. And again, I always do the pearls before I clear coat because I've noticed that the pearls, the second you go to wash your hands, like by the second time you have washed your hands, it's like all the pearlescent on the pearl, like whatever they use to paint on top of it, it's gone. And then your pearls don't look very pearly anymore and they're not as pretty and luminous. So I always make sure to put them down before doing the clear coat, and then I put the clear coat over them so that way they stay shinier and more pearlescent longer. So big tip on that one. It just makes everything last so much longer. Oh, look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is. Already so pretty. All right, let's clear coat this. Yep. Alrighty. Put that right over there for us real quick. Alrighty.
Maybe she had other men. Are we really going to splash shame dead girl? All aboard.
Mr. Granville, would you please describe your relationship with the victim?
Like a mentor. She would come to me with work questions, problems, sometimes just to vent.
Did she ever mention the defendant, Senator Meyer?
She said she received threatening texts from him
And when did she tell you this?
the night before she died. We were at dinner, and she said that she was afraid for her life, that Senator Myers had told her he would kill her.
Your witness.
Mr. Granville, would you say that you and Desiree had dinner together often?
No more than any mentor, occasionally checking in on his protege.
So, once a week, according to these receipts?
I suppose.
And at these dinners with your protege, did you present her with gifts of high-end jewelry, handbags, and at one time a black grandma mink jacket, which your waitress said, and I quote, I would send my own
Now I'm going to start removing some of the excess just so we make sure it's not too thick.
Coming by the Senator Myers scandal is that the victim, Desiree Oaks, had multiple suitors supporting her lavish lifestyle.
Objection. Rent. Objection. Car payments. Objection.
Even that generation was faithful, a man who enjoyed supporting young
Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure that there's nothing that's leaked onto the sides. Even though it doesn't look like it, I still always check. Alrighty. There we are. Absolutely stunning. Pop that in the dry real quick.
So that facilities such as the Adams Irving Medical Center become the rule in this country and not the exception. Thank you, Samantha. And thanks, everybody.
I know it's kind of hard for me to check messages when I'm doing lives and everything, but while my nails are usually in the dryer is when I do tend to actually look through the message boards and everything like that to see if there's been any questions. So again, if I don't get to any of your questions right away, I do go back and look through and answer anything that I can.
Our daughter was a kind, generous person. Every day she made us proud to be her parents. She's dead. The things these people are saying, you should be ashamed.
Tomorrow's all about covering the senator's life. This entire case hangs on whether the jury rules for alibi. I don't want any surprises on this day. We're on it.
Right. Got about 30 seconds left on that cure, and then we can pull that out, and then we'll move on to the other two nails.
Why? Why are you worried about me? I come to work, I do my job, I go home, I have appropriate emotional responses, and I'm taking social cues behavior. I am being normal.
I definitely love how this cancer set is turning out, though. We're not doing anything big for my boyfriend's birthday. He's not very social and everything. He's more of a homebody, but we are going to go to the movies, so I want to make sure my nails are all done for his birthday, and I think they are turning out gorgeous. Now, I am going to take the chrome off my finger real quick. There we go. All cleaned up and purty now. Sorry, I love the length of my nails. Like, more than anything, I love the length. About 2 months ago, I had to go short for my wedding because I didn't want to actually put holes in my wedding dress or rip any of the lace or anything like that. So I actually did short little nails for my wedding, and it took me a while to actually get back out to my length. And I'm so happy to be back out to my length. Oh, I love that. I love that. Alrighty, now before we forget again, we are going to go in with our matte top coat before we do any of our chrome design. Alrighty, we are going to do the constellation next, so we will do this finger.
Wait, you're not Lois Lane. We're from the deepest planet, and we're borrowing our heart to chase a lake. By the way, saw Superman flying towards Third. So. What happened?
This will be the last nail, though, I probably do on my live, because the other nail is going to require a lot of off-camera painting. So, because the angles I have to have my finger at, I don't want y'all to sit there with nothing to look at. So, I will go ahead and finish this nail, but then this nail I will go ahead and finish off camera. And if you want to see the finished set, you can always check out my videos. I will have them posted to my channel by tomorrow. So if you want to see the finished set, I will have that posted tomorrow for y'all. So let's go ahead and pop that in to cure. And then we'll get started on our celestial star sign. There we go. So now I've done that. Now it's my other inspiration picture. There you are. Alrighty. Alright. About 20 seconds left on that cure.
legitimate presidential candidate. You gave a legitimate.
Alrighty, there we go. That is done now. Alrighty, now we will do that celestial. I'm going to grab my dotting tool for this, just to make this a little bit easier. Okay. Alrighty. So, how do we want to angle this? Hold on. My picture so I know how to angle this. There we go. Okay. So, big dot, or actually I need a bigger dot than that actually. There's the big dot I'm wanting. Okay. And then a medium dot. And a smaller dot. There we are. And then...
She's lying. Never seen that girl in my life. Shelley, you have to leave. Call them up. Tell them it wasn't me. Make a statement. Whatever you have to do.
There we go.
Do you realize that? Maybe your phone.
Alrighty. Now let's play connect the dots. Actually, no. That would be much smarter to use my long one. Alrighty.
I'm not stressed. Couldn't sleep. I have a problem, Shelley.
There we go. Now we're just going to move that out of the way and play connect the dots. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, come on, shaky hand. We're almost done. There we go. And then we'll do it. No, we'll do it from there too.
You must be opposite from your sister. Mary. I want to become the respects of today, so
There we go.
It's a good man.
There we are. Star constellation is done. Alrighty. I think that turned out very well. I do want one of those dots to be a little bit fatter though. It blended in a little bit too much with the line. So let's make that a little bigger. There we go. That looks good. Alrighty. We will pop that in. And then we will chrome that. Oh, yep. I'm loving this set. Loving this set. Now, I am going to go back in with some smaller stars around the constellation just to kind of give it a little bit more, but not a lot. Again, I'm not trying to overpower or make it look like that design isn't there in general. You don't want to cluster it. Just a few. All right, and we'll go ahead and let that out. Now just a few more.
Dad's excited for his big date, but he's wondering.
See? Just a little. No clusterfucking.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. Otezla can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over a decade. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical.
There we are. Super cute. Super cute. All right. Now I'll put that back into finished curing. And then we can go ahead and put our chrome on it.
With clear skin, Dad's movie night could be a movie night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Scan to learn more.
Clean off some of my brushes here while we're waiting. There's that one.
That's dramatic.
This is the story of the best part of the sandwich and
Alrighty. That is almost done. About 12 seconds left on that. Got all my brushes cleaned off too. Alrighty. And chrome. Come here. There we go.
You didn't see the potential, or you didn't see my potential. So I ask you again. Are you an idiot? Or did you do it just by chance?
James, I had no idea this was happening.
So the president calls Veterans Affairs and says, Pete Foster, let's throw him a funeral. Instead of working out.
There we are.
You may not believe it. Sure.
Okay. I'm sorry about it.
Wait.
Where'd my brush go? There you go. Mm. I love it when it chromes right. I love it when it chromes right. Oh, look at those. Look at those. Those are such a gorgeous design. Oh. Yeah, like I said, the salons around here where I live do not do hand-painted designs like that. They look at me like, you're crazy. If I don't have a sticker for it, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, yeah, that's not just going to work for me. I want some serious art on my nails. So I had to go about doing it myself and learning how. And I'm always impressed when I get done with the design and I look down and go, dang, my Lord Jesus gave me the ability to do that. That's awesome. All right, let's clear coat that. I thought about putting some little diamonds on it or some pearls, but I don't think we're going to. I think we're just going to leave that one as is. I really like that as is. So I think we're not going to mess with that at all. So. Let's clear coat that.
Please, go find her. You shouldn't be here.
There we are.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Last time I do not
There we are. Again, making sure nothing is... Oop, we did not get the side completely on that one. go. Alright, make sure there's no flooding on the sides. Oh, it definitely was a little bit on that side. There we go. Alright. There we are. Pop that in. And that one is done. And then we'll clear all that gold dust off. Keep that off my desk. Oh, let go on. There we go. Alright, there we are. We got about maybe 50 seconds left on that.
Ned's excited for his big day, but he's wondering, what if the little crack throws me off my game? What if Ned knew he could treat different
Alrighty.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. Otezla can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over a decade. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts.
Alrighty. There we go. And that is finished. Alright, let me go ahead and get my fingers all cleaned off. There we go. Alrighty. We got the crabs done. We got the celestial done. And we got our little chandelier done with our moon and stars and our pearls. So that is the look so far for my Cancer set. All I have left is my middle finger. And I will finish that off camera. And I will show everybody the video tomorrow. So be sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. So that way you can see the finished set. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Night.